Hello and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Amata. Today is the 13th of December and I'm here as always to give you a daily dose of your latest gaming news. Just the other day I gave you some preliminary figures for the sales of the Xbox One and promised you that there would be more in-depth figures coming from NPD. And they have helpfully released those figures. Now, according to them, and this is the NPD are an industry tracker group, the PlayStation 4 was the top-selling console in the US in November. Now, according to a statement from SCEA President and CEO Jack Tretton, PS4 outsold its rival Xbox One in the console's opening month on sale. Now, of course, the PS4 was released a week earlier than the Xbox One, at least in the US, as of course it came out on November 15th and the Xbox One on November 22. Now, of course, this isn't really anything to do with the EU, but it's important to remember that it may be a different story elsewhere, as of course the Xbox One actually came up before the PS4 here in the UK and EU, and pretty much everywhere else that isn't the US. Microsoft, however, is extracting positives from another angle, claiming the Xbox One to be the fastest selling console in North America in November, as they averaged 101k units sold per day since the launch, and this is according to Larry Herb. But with the vast majority of units of both console having been sold within the first day on sale, which is according to both announcements from both firms, is around 1 million. And fewer days to divide these sales between than the PS4, this counts as a little more than a simple mathematical spin. Now, Xbox One sales in North America in November totaled 909,132, and this is Microsoft citing NPD's exact figures. Now, exact PS4 figures are yet to be confirmed, but Sony previously claimed around 1 million launch day sales alone in the region. So if that is accurate, and of course not spun a little bit, which it might be, of course, as part of Sony's job is to be basically PRing their new console, then it does seem that the PS4 has only just slightly beaten the Xbox One. Now, NPD's Liam Callahan said, quote, Xbox One was the second highest selling platform for the month, which marks the largest launch for a Microsoft console. And then Jack Tretton commented, PlayStation 4 sales in North America and worldwide have been incredibly strong since launch, culminating in PS4 being recognized as the largest console launch in history. In North America alone, more than 1 million PS4 units were sold in only 24 hours, and we're pleased NPD has reported that PS4 was the top-selling next-gen platform for both hardware and software in November. We are humbled by the passion and excitement demonstrated by gamers for PS4. Demand continues to overwhelm supply, but we're working hard to get PS4 units into the hands of customers throughout the holiday season. Now, Nintendo did have another successful month for the 3DS, which sold around 770,000 units, and this pushed the lifetime total past 10 million to nearly 10.5 million. But as you might expect, the Wii U continues to put out disappointing retail performance, where Nintendo is touting more than 340% over sales in October, but that still puts the console at only 220,000 units sold. Now, Xbox 360 topped sales of last-gen consoles in the month with roughly 647,000 units sold, and this is according to Larry Herb once more. Now, hardware sales were up 58% year-on-year, despite an overall software sales decline of 24%, which is down from 1.085 billion from 1.434 billion in 2012. Total consumer spend in November was just under 1.9 billion. Now, at this time, Vita sales have not been mentioned. Now, Callahan, of course, his NPD representative, continued by saying, quote, "This is the fourth consecutive month for an increase in combined physical sales across hardware, software, and accessories. Unlike the past 3 months where growth was driven by software, positive trends for both hardware and accessory sales drove on an overall increase of 7%. So there you have it. We are still awaiting exact PS4 figures from NPD. However, there is some rather outlandish quotes of 2.4 million floating around, but until I hear from either Sony or NPD, I'm just going to basically taking Sony's quote of over 1 million as roughly accurate. I'm sure Sony would not be hiding 2 million sales from anyone. Why would they want to obscure that? That makes no sense. So even if we take it as Sony sold exactly 1 million units, which is possible, it could be 1,000,001, it's still technically over 1 million, then it was a very, very close match indeed between both consoles, with about I don't know exact numbers, but 90,000 in between the two, which sounds like a lot, but not really when you consider the masses of volume. They're pretty damn close, and the Xbox One only just lost out. Now, that could be attributed to the fact that it's not been out as long, and that may indeed have something to do with it. I did speculate that the week delay might have something to do with the Xbox One sales not being quite as good in the long run. However, of course, on the flip side, they released first here in the EU, so they may see better sales in the EU and actually might beat the PS4 in this region. It's entirely possible. This is US figures only at this time. Hopefully there'll be worldwide figures soon. But for now, it was a very, very close race indeed, and of course it's not over yet. We've just past the first checkpoint, if you will, and at the moment there's Sony in a very slight lead. So there you have it. Be curious to hear your thoughts on this though. What do you think we'll be seeing if we ever see the figures for the EU/UK? What do you think we'll see? Will we see Xbox winning over due to the weak lead that they had? And do you think that Sony's lead in the US played any part in them just ever so slightly winning over the Xbox One? Anyway, that is me done for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.